What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Third Player Optional. I'm your host, KotOR, joined by Toarn. What's up, dude?
Nothing much, man. What's going on with you?
Dude, I'm pumped. I'm in a ridiculously good mood. Just came off a really fun stream. And on top of that...
You're drunk.
Yeah. KotOR is apparently back to doing what he is known for. Which, I'm not going to lie. I had a thought about this the other day, actually. It was actually pointed out to me by Dragon in my stream Monday.
What's that?
I am known as the one who drinks on stream.
Is that true? You actually don't drink as much as the rest of us do.
It is on har-har-based casts. I think the ratio currently stands that I have drunk on them more often than I have not. Toarn has an echo. That is not Toarn's fault.
Yeah, that'll be you then.
Fuck. Okay, we're gonna try something. I'm gonna turn that down. We're actually gonna turn this down. And we're actually gonna change off of that. Toarn is the new god. No, he's not. He absolutely is not.
New god? What?
Okay, inside joke. No, Dragon. No. I already have one friend that's got a big enough ego with that name. I don't need two.
I don't mind being a god.
Yeah, like I said, I know. And no. So, how's the echo now? Anyway, guys, super excited to get into that show. We got quite a bit of stuff to talk about, actually. I want to start with something small. Something that I think a lot of fellow PlayStation users have been clamoring for. And it is finally a thing. Sony will now allow PSN name changes. So can we start tonight's stream off by talking about how dumb it is that this made gaming news? Why am I not hearing anything from you? Talk. Seriously? Did you mute yourself? One moment. Okay, cool. Chat, let it be known. Not my fault this time. Probably not my fault. I hope it's not. Also, Dragon, why? What? Oh, wait.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sweet.
Was that my fault?
No, that was me.
Cool. So, yeah. Can we talk about the fact why this has made gaming news? That PlayStation Network is now finally allowing people to change their freaking name.
Is that so?
What is it?
Is that so?
Yeah. It is a thing. It is a thing, finally. I actually, I never bothered to change the name because I actually, I didn't want to. But now it's just like, oh, hey, yeah, it's totally a thing.
What's the thing?
That you could change the online ID.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. This is what I want to talk about. How dumb it is that this is a whole article based on the fact that you can change your PlayStation Online ID.
Really?
Why did you just echo?
Because I'm now God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
What have you done, Dragon? Your fault. 100%
Yes.
your fault. 100% your fault, Dragon. What have you done? She is now laughing gleefully at her computer, thinking, yes, I have caused chaos in not one, but 2 streams today.
Yeah, sorry.
So that's no, you're not. Don't lie.
I'm not at all sorry.
Don't lie.
So I'm sorry. What were you saying? Let's go back to the. actual topic at hand.
Oh my God, if I have to say this one more time. PSN,
Yeah,
as in
PSN.
PlayStation Network,
Yes.
is allowing online ID changes.
Oh, really? I don't.
Yes, and right? So let's talk, finally, now that you're done playing God or what the shit, that there's a whole article committed to talking about it. You don't believe me there's an article? There it is. There's the article.
Is it in Discord or is it? Where's it at?
I have it on stream. Would you like me to put it on Discord? I'm sorry.
Yeah, do that because there's a lot of delay on stream.
I don't think there's as much delay today. As much. In my defense, there might be some for us, but I believe the latency today is decent. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's decent.
I don't. Okay, so it says that the first change is free.
Yes.
And
There
then
is a
subsequent
caveat.
changes cost money.
Uh-huh.
Why? What does it? I'm really curious as to what the difficulty is in that.
There's not. There's legitimately not. Like, Twitch as a service gives you free name changes, but you have to wait a bit. But that's understandable by them because people, they want to give
That
people
way
a chance to
people-
establish their brands and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, to charge people money, it doesn't cost PlayStation any money
No.
for you to
Zero.
change your name.
Zero cost to that. Yeah. So literally the whole subheading of the article is PSN finally allowing name changes, but there is a caveat. Who does that?
Sony, apparently.
Yeah, now Sony. I really just want to make sure for some reason it's pretty damn funny. Dragon, stop it. Quit picking on me. So, now we got the stupid bit of Sony out of the way. Now we're going to talk about something that is a lot more fun to talk about. Link is in our Discord, buddy. I'm actually super excited to talk about this. I really am.
All right.
PS5 details, specs, backward compatibility, rumors, and more. As titled by an IGN article. The PlayStation 5, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially dubbed such. Starting with the thing that I am the most excited about, backwards compatible. Every PS4 game that has been released will work flawlessly, according to them, on this system.
Now, is this only... So, what I'm curious about is... What is your entire library from PS4 going to transfer over? So, because I don't have... I think
Yeah,
I
I know.
have
A
maybe
lot of your
2
stuff is
games that are
a lot of your stuff is digital. Yeah. But I think I don't know if it was this article, but it was like the libraries, yes. Like where they're attached to your account, and since the games are backwards compatible anyway, every game that has been or is currently available for PS4 will be playable on the PlayStation 5. And your purchases, which are linked to because I have some too, which are linked to your PSN account, because that's the beauty of that. You're sticking to the same brand, so you keep your account, you keep all the stuff attached to your account. We should be gold. So yes, I am, dude.
Yeah, I'm not upset about that.
No, I am so happy. I am so happy with that. And 8K resolution gaming. That is what the specs are bragging. If you have an 8K compatible TV, you can game on console in 8K.
I thought the human eye can't even see that well.
I don't even know. What's funny is that that's not even officially confirmed because they're like, hey, the demo we showed was on 4K, but still, it looked damn good. And one of the things that they showcased, and this, it was a legit, side-by-side comparison, right? You had Spider-Man on the PS4. You had Spider-Man on the PS5. They fast-traveled from the same point to the same point. The dude in the PS5 loaded immediately. PS4 guy chilled in there for another 20 seconds. Spider-Man is probably not the best game to compare this to because the loading screens were not all that bad. And not only that, but the fast travel load times, they were hilarious. Spidey chilling on the subway and all this stuff. You didn't care. I didn't care. But you got the one guy who was just kind of just sitting there, and then boom, he's in. He is playing the game. He has actually swung halfway to his next objectives by the time the next guy on the PS4 loads onto the same rooftop that he started from.
See, that's kind of crazy to me because I am having a hard time remembering the last time specifically that I got annoyed at loading screens aren't really that big of a deal nowadays. Like,
so
just already.
So
like,
yeah,
not...
right. They're not that bad. Some games are, but yeah, for the most part, they're not that bad. It seems like Spider-Man to me. It seemed like a weird thing to talk about. But oh Lord, wait. You said, of course, Jess. What'd I miss? Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So the thing though is that they were bragging about in this article, and you know what? Hang on a second. Then we'll go into all the tech details. There it is for you guys in chat if you want to look at it. But it talks about how worlds, like full worlds, render so much faster now. And one of the reasons is they have an SSD as the hard drive now. So it's based on that kind of technology. Yeah. So immediately you're going to receive that faster load time, that faster, like even the console startup time is going to be different. But still, yeah, they kept the same architecture from the PS4, which allows it, you know, the PS5. We're talking about the PS5 right now, which allows it to play that those PS4 games, either physical copy or the digital download that you already have.
Well, but, and again, I'm not complaining, but that's really not that big of a deal nowadays. Like consoles, that's like saying you have backwards compatibility with Windows XP and Windows Vista.
Agreed.
Like, there was a time when every console was, you know, an entirely new thing, but consoles have basically kind of gotten to the point of computers now at this point where there's really no reason why you shouldn't be able to, even if you just have to build like as coders, we know this, build like a small emulator within the system for backwards compatibility. Yeah. Like it should not be that hard to do.
And I understand, technologically speaking, I totally agree. My excitement comes from the side of the consumer, because PS4, like, you wanted to play PS3 games, one of two things had to happen, right? They made a remastered or / PS4 version of the same game, which is what they did with Jak and Daxter, which I was a little annoyed at, but whatever. Versus, you know, Spyro, they remastered and all this other stuff. Or you paid that by the month thing and you got access to all these other older games.
Yeah.
So from the side of the consumer, I am super thrilled, because that was honestly one of my biggest concerns. That's actually why I was not excited for the next console release until after reading this, when it says every PS4 game that is or will be released will work on the PS5.
Yep.
Because just to throw a game out there that I had a lot of fun with, and I would be super sad if I did not have regular access to it, God of War. Like, super, super fun game. And it's just, again, it's just those games like that definitely made a big impact that, you'll be able to enjoy them on the next console. Oh, my God. When did you get this? This is new.
I actually had this for a while.
Really? Oh, my gosh. I am somewhat disappointed that you are just... you waited so long. I figured this would be like an immediate thing.
No, it can be... You have to be tasteful with it. It can be obnoxious.
That's fair.
Just throw it out.
That's fair. All right. So I want to stick...
So again, I agree with you. I am super excited about this if, and I stress this because I've been hurt before.
Dude, we all have. We all have. We have an entire show's worth of content on how much we've been hurt in 2018 to 2019.
Yes.
Like, let's be real.
So, they're stating that every game that was PS4 is going to work on the PS5.
Yes.
They have not stated that what you had on the PS4 is going to transfer to the PS5.
In terms of save data and stuff like that.
In terms of just having the rights to play the game. Like, I would hate to have to. Yes, all PS4 games work on PS5, but I buy them again for the PS5.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Again, I think they'll be fine. I think
like it's like the Skyrim re-release and reskin and all those other things. Skyrim works on every console under the sun nowadays.
well because it's sold
have
on
to
every
buy it.
console
Right, you
under
have to
the
buy it
sun.
on every single one.
Right, and
So-
unfortunately, like, and Bethesda was not hiding their intentions there. Was you want us to stop? I love that. That, like, guys, if you did not, because this was actually brought up in a stream that we did, and the guy literally said, "You want us to stop making Skyrim ports? Stop buying them."
I want to say that was
That's legit what the dude said.
yeah, it was the head of Bethesda.
Yes.
Whatever his name.
Oh my God, we knew his. No, Jeff Kaplan is Overwatch. Oh my God,
Yeah.
what? Hang on, fact checking.
How did we forget his name?
I don't know. We've been drinking. That's our excuse. Hang on. Todd Howard.
Todd Howard. There we go. Yeah,
Daddy
Howard
Todd.
said that. And that was just like, for those of you that didn't see it, that was just a funny interview in general, because that was the same one where like he was just getting roasted for
Oh my God.
Fallout 76 flopping the way it did.
Ooh, I actually have a.
and so
Ooh.
and so he just like, and by the end of it, which is when this question came up, he just like had 0 fucks left.
No, like, and the man
was
don't
just
have
done.
many to begin with. Like, let's be real. The man actually does not. I've been using the shut up, dragon. She's not wrong, but shut up all the same. Oh boy. The man did not have many to begin with, ladies and gentlemen. Like,
No, he did not.
he did not. And I think that's really his personality in general, which is probably one of the reasons why I like watching his interviews so much. But he he legit just doesn't give a damn. But I do have, since we opened this can of worms, I do have a small little tidbit about Fallout 76. Just a small little tidbit. I don't have the article, but I remember seeing it, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to bring it up in stream. I don't know. Wait, maybe. Did I bookmark the article? Maybe I did. Hang on. No, I did not. So, but just a small little thing. I forget the name of it. But essentially, they're adding their first dungeon to this game.
Okay, so I actually have not played Fallout. Okay, so here is, just for a little background, this is my disappointment in Fallout 76 when I found out what it was. I pre-ordered Fallout 76,
He did,
and
folks.
I've never picked it up.
He did, folks. He hasn't.
The GameStop, there's a version with my name on it at GameStop. Probably not, but anymore. But there was supposed to be one, and I just never went and got it. So, but there were like caves and stuff. There were like locations. To
Okay,
go
no.
to, right?
Not like dungeons. Not in that sense. In the sense of a repeatable instance. As in the thing that is by default in every MMO known to man,
Yeah.
minus the select few, the first few. And now they're like, we added the dungeon. Come and explore the burrows of something. It's burrows of something. I don't know what it is, but it was just. And I am amazed for a few reasons. Number one, that they're trying to promote the fact that the game is still alive. Number two, and this is the big one, and really should probably be by number one, but the fact that, because I didn't know this about this game. I've never played it, never bought it, never played it, nothing. I've seen gameplay of it. I'm thinking surely Surely there are repeatable things, right, that you can do. But no, it's an MMO with no dungeons? That's the point of leveling an alt character in an MMO, is to get to the level where you can run dungeons, and then you just run them repeatedly, and that's how you get experience in an MMO.
Yes.
Speaking from an ESO player, from a WoW player, from, dare I say it, the Old Republic MMO. I don't play it anymore, but I played it. You get to the level where you run dungeons, and then you're queued constantly. For a number of reasons. The dungeons are fun. They're challenging. You learn boss mechanics. It makes the grind a little less tedious, especially with the buku amounts of experience, loot, and money you get from each one. And they never had it.
Okay, so I'm going to follow that up with a addition on the end. They're fun for those that enjoy that kind of... MMO fans love dungeons.
Yeah.
I would argue that Fallout fans do not like dungeons.
No. You go to a spot, you grind it out, you beat the boss, you're done, you go to the next spot, you never go to that spot again until you start a new game.
Right, you're always on an adventure. You go and find some other new place to explore and discover. You're not really focused on min-maxing each location. That's not how you play Fallout, typically. And so I'm not necessarily upset with them for not having dungeons from the get-go, because, the target audience for Fallout 76 was Fallout fans, but they just half-assed it.
Dude, can you even say half?
Well, I think it's perfectly, because it was halfway between, it wasn't a full, it was a bad MMO, because it didn't have dungeons and the like, and there weren't enough people running around. But it was okay, and it was a very bad single player experience, because there weren't NPCs at all. There's not much of a story that's all that great. The choices that you make don't really feel like they have any impact. There's no permanent change in the world, and so they tried to find a happy medium place in the middle, but ended up just cutting out all the good parts about both ends of the spectrum. So it's quite literally the definition of half-assed, in my opinion.
It is. It absolutely is. I mean, the whole experience just... I mean, you can't really say much more than that about it, other than that it was half-assed. Especially the blandest MMOs on the planet have NPCs.
Yes.
What was there from Bethesda? I'm trying to put myself...
And the craziest thing is they tried to sell that as if it... They're like, oh, and by the way, everyone, big surprise, there's going to be no human NPCs whatsoever. It's going to be great.
No NPCs, no quest givers. You had to find your quest from scraps of shit. Was that kind of how it went? It's been nuts, dude. I don't get it. I don't get what they were trying to do. I'm sorry for opening this can of worms, but I feel like every so often the can needs to be open.
We just got to hope that they got it out of their system, and that
they just stick to what you're good at.
Yep.
Now here's the thing. Again, and speaking of Bethesda and failed MMOs, or MMOs perceived as failed, because I am once again a believer in ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. They improved. I understand from people who, like us on the console, we played from launch, and we did our best to stick with it. It didn't go well. Literally every player to this day who played at launch will tell you it was a shitty launch. I think Bethesda themselves will admit that it was a rocky launch.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
No, was not at all. The premise was great. The whole 3 Alliance War thing, loved it. Still do. But just missed the mark on a lot of stuff. The amount of bugs that were in this game. We're talking like quest breakers. We're talking like you're on a quest, you go to the specific point, and you're just waiting. You're also muted, by the way. I don't know if you're doing anything, but I remember, this is, again, when it was still on console. You had long since abandoned the game. I was still trying to, like, give it hope.
I think I played the game for, like, a total of 2 hours before I was done with it.
Yeah.
There was maybe a single day.
It was, I mean, we're talking like a single full day, folks. I don't think it was 2 hours. I think because, the amount of time we played games for on the average.
It was probably like a Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, easily a Saturday. And it was just bad. Like I was honestly blinded really at the time because I was so, like, the idea of it was so good, but the execution of it was flawed to an unimaginable degree. At the release now, just to talk about at the release. But the part where I just put the game down, I actually took it back to GameStop that week, was long past. I was figuring, fuck it. We're going to put it towards some credit. We're going to get another game that I know is not going to bug on me. Was when we get to a certain point. I was in the Aldmeri Dominion. And my defense for you Skyrim fans in the chat, the Aldmeri Dominion used to not all be a bunch of assholes. So this is way predating Skyrim. But I was running a character in the Aldmeri Dominion. There was a certain point in the quest, and it just wouldn't load.
Really?
The enemy would not load. I get to this point in the quest, and I see this big room, and I see a line of players just standing there. And I'm like, and on console, it's really hard to communicate. There was actually a type to chat function in the console-based game, and people were typing in the chat as fast as they possibly could on a controller, line up along the wall, let the enemy spawn, and it's good to go. Like, the enemy must walk from the far wall to the middle of the room, or the quest will not trigger. Like, somebody found this out. And it was, oh my, it was bad. Like, I remember standing there for an hour. Because not only were people not letting the dude, like, enter, like, people just weren't listening, but the respawn time was ridiculous. Like, respawn time on world bosses were dumb and all this other stuff. And I could rant for hours. I'm going to cut myself short. There's more I want to say. But the point being is that there are... You went from that to where it is now, to where it's actually established a community that's actually stood for 5 years now. They're doing their anniversary event right now. It's 5 years this game has been alive. And because...
Really?
Yeah, the game has been alive for 5 years. It has actually done well for at least 3 of those years.
Wow, that is a long time. I did not realize...
Yeah. It's Jubilee Event is going on right now for 5 years.
To kind of jump back, I didn't realize that I'd had a PS4 for 5 years.
Yeah,
because
right.
I played ESO on PS4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like earlier I was like, man, we should not be getting a PS5 yet, but it's actually been out for quite a bit, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It still feels... That's the sign that we're getting fucking old.
Dude, we're so old. Oh my god, we're old, yeah. But yeah, 5 years. So the PS4's been out for longer than that too, by the way, just to make us feel older. But yeah, ESO, like, made the comeback trail. Like, it for people who want, again, it's an Elder Scrolls based MMO. Rest assured, it is an MMO. It is not an Elder Scrolls game to its core, but it is an MMO set in the Elder Scrolls universe. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's dungeons, there's trials, and it's action-based combat, which is not something you get a lot in MMOs, which is really fun to do. So
it found its niche.
It did,
which is okay.
It did. It found its niche, and people, nobody's lying. Nobody's lying to themselves. Nobody's lying to anybody else. It's an MMO first, Elder Scrolls game second. Like, it uses the lore and stuff based from the MMO, or I'm sorry, from the Elder Scrolls universe. But, you know, it's an MMO. And it has worked its way up to being a very good MMO. Like, I do thoroughly enjoy playing it.
Well, and again, I don't mind that. I don't mind. There are good Star Wars MMOs.
Yep.
The Old Republic is apparently pretty good. I never gave it due justice, just for reasons. But there were other Star Wars MMOs that like had a crazy following and were really good before that. I'm at the moment I can't remember their names, but like
Galaxies was one.
Galaxies, yeah. So, and then I don't have a problem with you building an MMO off of a lore that you've already made. Okay, so like World of Warcraft, that's how it started. It was based off an RTS. But what I take issue with is when they don't actually call it a spin-off. They try and act as if this MMO is a continuation of the series. You get, there's a difference there. Okay?
So, I agree.
So with Elder Scrolls, Fallout 76, and the Old Republic, my pet peeve, all of these tried to sell it as the next game in a series that they've already built.
Yep.
As opposed to saying quite clearly that it is a spin-off.
So
using the same universe, but
and ESO, to their credit, did it prequeled to everything that they've done. So ESO, to their credit.
But everything about ESO was they were like, but they still tried to sell it as it's just like every other Elder Scrolls game we've made. There's just other people there now, like the combat system, everything. It's all the exact same. And they try and, as opposed to being like, hey, there's completely different mechanics. It's a completely different type of game, and if you don't want that, don't come here. But if you like the story and would like to see it in a different format, that's what this is.
Yep.
And be upfront about that. I think you'll do much better. First of all, because you're not going to tick off people nearly as much.
Yeah.
You aren't constrained by what the single player experience was. So, because they keep trying to have to make this MMO experience be like a single player experience, and unless you can do it perfectly, which no one has yet, you're just going to come off with like a bad product, and you constrain yourself. So, like, imagine if someone had gone into made World of Warcraft a top-down clicker like the Warcraft RTS games were, like trying to use the same mechanics for that to make MMO. It wouldn't have worked. They just instead went with MMO mechanics completely and full on dove into that, and then in turn they got the MMO community. So you either, when you half-ass it like that, you don't fully commit to the MMO community, which is a different group of people and have very different needs, and you end up ticking off the people that you're trying to keep with you. So commit to it. Call it what it is. Don't try and like sell it as something that there isn't, or force your developers to make a round key go into a square hole, whatever.
Right. Well, I mean, and here's the thing. To WoW's credit, you know, that's exactly what they did, unfortunately. World of Warcraft was set in events based off of what happened after Warcraft 3. Now, to their credit...
Well, lore is fine.
Lore is fine. And as far as, you know, the execution of it, they actually did pretty okay. As far as, like, story and convolution goes, it's actually only just now hitting its weird point. Like, Battle for Azeroth is actually... Okay, no. Let me... Okay, no, I know exactly what you're referencing.
They jumped the shark way back at the pandas.
Yeah, okay, yeah, see, I knew... Okay, now here's the thing. So I'm going to talk about Battle for Azeroth. You know what, fuck it. You know, believe it or not, the Pandarans are actually, you know what, never mind. We're not going down that rabbit hole. Battle for Azeroth, in terms of the, like, the convolution, I'm not talking weird. Because, yeah, weird... Okay, let's be real. Weird happened in Cataclysm.
I actually really liked Cataclysm.
No, Cataclysm was great. But a lot of weird happened in Cataclysm.
Well, I mean, when you get men and women together, weird's going to happen. That's just how it goes.
Anyway, the point is that in terms of convoluted, in terms of like the world just doesn't feel the same anymore. You know, it is Battle for Azeroth has now hit that point with a lot of people, which is funny because kind of circling back to ESO for a brief minute, a lot of ex-WoW players are going to ESO. Like, it's not just me that's saying that WoW has hit a weird point. It's a lot of people in the chats that you read are like, are just like, yeah, I was, you know, I played WoW for a while, and then, you know, and the BFA is in a bad place. Now I'm going to do ESO for a little bit. And, you know, if it's not this MMO, it's going to be another. So I'm not saying that to ESO's credit. I'm just, again, my experience from it has been in ESO where a lot of people are just like, you know, this is kind of where the circle is. But at the same time, WoW is by no means dead or dying because it's still in the top, you know, as far as streaming quality goes, it's still in the top row. It's in the second row at its lowest on a dead day. So it's still going to be a thing, but...
Well, I mean, and you see that every DLC that comes out for WoW or expansion, you get people that are like, "Oh, this isn't the game that I grew up with. This is like, you know, like because I mean, even back when I played, it was relatively new when I first started playing, was like right before Cataclysm. So I think maybe Burning Crusade had just happened.
Wrath of the Lich King.
Wrath of the Lich King. Back then, even then, people were like, "This isn't the game that I loved." Like vanilla,
which is dumb
WoW
because Wrath was, in my opinion, the best expansion. Anyway,
well, and that's what I'm getting at is that there were people back then that were like, "Vanilla WoW is the only thing that's good," and I'm sure you ran into those people too.
Not often, but yeah.
But I ran into them all the time, man. But there's always going to be people that are like, I don't like what they've done. Move over and do something else for a while. So that's kind of the way.
I mean, I agree. That's just the way of the world as far as that. I mean, it's just what you're going to have to expect.
I mean, there are people like that in like Overwatch that like when goats became a thing, they were like, all right, cool, I'm done with the game. I'm going to do something else. And then there were other people that loved goats. I'm not a big fan of it, but that's
those
just
people are
games, long-term games like that. Like
the people that love goats are weird.
Yeah, well, but that's our opinion, you know.
Yeah, but the people that love goats are weird.
But so, well, I mean, a lot of Zarya mains probably love goats. If I did.
Oh my gosh.
So, but that's just long-term games like that have some staying power. There's going to be ebbs and flows in different groups and stuff, and even in your own personal when you like the game, and that's actually I think that's a good thing because it keeps things from getting stagnant.
Yeah. So, well, because you know when a game is in an ebb, yeah, I agree. Because when a game is in an ebb, it's in that state of conflict where it forces the developers to take a strong look at it and like to promote the change, to promote like what is something we could do better, to refocus on some stuff, and even then. Even if they're doing nothing wrong, and you're still going to get that ebb, it still is going to promote the developers to be like, okay, now rather than doing something different, now we're going to do something new. So that's the way I see that. So we want to talk about some Star Wars tonight. I've been excited to talk about this since the live stream on that Saturday. Toarn, really?
The Book of Mormon?
Oh my god. So, we want to talk about some Star Wars. We established that Saturday. Really? Yes. Neither of us talked about the live stream, but we knew it was going to be brought up on Tpop.
Well, we talked about it on stream last time.
We did actually mention that the live stream was happening. So, now, I have in my possession an article that I'm about 90% sure will piss you off. So,
Let me get my voice ready.
It is relating to Star Wars. I'm gonna put it in the Discord after I show it to the stream. Do you have the stream up?
Yeah, I have the stream up.
Okay, don't look at the stream because I'm gonna put it up on stream. I'm gonna let them appreciate the title because I think we just got regulars in the chat who know your opinions about this particular game. Don't look at the stream. I'm gonna put the article up. And then, see, I'm really hoping your reaction is as gold as I think it's going to be. Otherwise, this is going to be horribly overhyped. But I have hope. And then I'll put the link in the Discord. Okay? So you're not looking at the stream, right? Not looking at the stream. You're muted again.
No,
okay.
I'm not looking at it.
Okay. So I want to let stream have a second to look at this. Let me make sure I'm in the right place. Ignore the weird playing ad to the right, stream. I don't know what this is. It's the title we're concerned with. Okay. And I think they've had long enough. So here's the article. And I want here. I want to see what you think of this. You're also muted. So okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where'd you put it?
It's in our Discord chat right now.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep, that is what I anticipated. Dragon and Chasing both knew what was coming.
Return as a movie or show.
Ladies and gentlemen, when Toarn has been saying for literally over a decade, that he wanted Knights of the Old Republic, this is not what he was talking about.
I have been crying out to the heavens for an end to the trilogy. And okay, so for those of you that don't know, Knights of the Old Republic currently only has 2 games, 1 and 2. But it's meant to be a trilogy. There's supposed to be a 3rd game. And I have been begging and pleading for it. And not just me, plenty of other people too. Since I was 13, 14. So almost 15 years. Almost a decade and a half. For them just to finish what they fucking started. And they keep pumping out this other shit. Oh my god.
So
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. That's it. That's as far as I'm gonna go.
With that, I do apologize because I saw this article, and this is what I was going for. So I do apologize for that, which is why I wanted to talk about this first. I was actually going to ask you if you want to talk about the good Star Wars related stuff first or the bad related Star Wars stuff first. And in the unlikely event that you chose the bad second, it would have left a really sour taste in your mouth. And then you see why. So, chat, what we're going to try to do next... let me make sure I've got... This might slideshow the stream into oblivion. What we're going to try to do is I'm going to pull up the trailer for Jedi... for the Fallen Order, which is the new Star Wars game that's coming out with. I'm going to try to pull it up. It's going to be on an article view, so mine and Toarn's mugs are still going to be in the way. If you want the uninterrupted trailer view, I'm going to... Well, actually, I guess I can...
Whoa.
What?
I'm actually reading this article.
What? Oh, yeah. By all means. If you want to keep talking about that, that's fine. I was trying to move us back from it.
No,
but if you want to...
Cool. Well, because... Oh, my God. Don't...
Okay, see, I'm trying to move on. Like, so understand, you're doing this to yourself right now.
No, I've already done it to myself. The hope is there, okay? But, like, so I need to push this on other people, so it's not just me. All right, so according to this article, the reason they're doing this is that BioWare has been trying to revive the series. Okay, BioWare would not be reviving a movie. They would be reviving for a game. They are a game developer, that's what they are. Disney, what they're saying is that Disney, in order to basically because not everyone is like me and like goes to bed thinking about Knights of the Old Republic every night, to revive people's memory.
He's not exaggerating, chat. Like, he's not.
They're going to come up with like a movie or a show about it to basically bring that part of the story back to people's minds, and then there will be a public outcry for the third game. And if that's what they're doing,
for a man who calls himself a cynic on a lot of things, you're awful hopeful,
dude.
Like, don't get me wrong. The logic, I'll be real. The logic has some merit.
Well,
Hang
think
on.
about it.
Is our audio still coming through, Dragon?
Oh, is it frozen?
Not on my feedback. Refresh. See if that does it. We should still be good. We have like about a 10-second latency.
Okay,
though.
yeah, we're good.
We have like we have so much latency.
Okay. So, that's what I'm hoping for. Okay. And I'll say this. As long as they don't like try and change the story, even if no third game ever comes from it, as long as they stick to the proper story in their recreation, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
But the Old Republic just mutilated the story.
Oh my dude. From an active, I used to be an active player in it.
I'm sure it's a great game. And
here's the thing. It's Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. We've never actually talked about this. I've never actually said this, I don't think, in this stream. But it's fun in the same way. We look at it, you can look at it in the same way that you can Jedi Knight Academy. There's not another game like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that can only be your motivation for playing the game for so long. Make sense?
Ooh, I feel like you've got some shit to say about Jedi Knight Jedi Academy.
No. Well, like, here's the thing. Jedi Knight Academy... Yeah, because the control... I suck at the game, number one. I suck at the game, number one. So, audio's fine. Cool. Oh my god, is that what you're just now replying to that? Shit. But no, I have a lot of shit to say about the Old Republic MMO. And that is, it is very, very bland. Very bland in its early game. Which is a problem, because that's the part where you want to try to grip new players in.
Yep.
They have not done a single, and no exaggeration, single, because I played the game when it was relatively new. I played the game before any updates were made, before any expansions were added. Okay? Not a single update to their intro quests. Whether it's by mechanics, whether it's by, tweaking up the cutscenes a little bit, adding maybe some new stuff, spicing up the old stuff that's already there, something, anything. No. From levels 1 to like 50, the game is truly stagnant. What's fun is for people who have never played it before, if you can get past the levels 1 to 20 in terms of the story stuff, because it's a linear story type MMO. If you can get past the story from 1 to 20, then generally, depending on regardless of whatever character you're playing, it gets a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they've zero updates to anything in the early game. Like, they'll fix bugs, something that's broke, something, things like that. But they won't change anything, even if it's just by a little bit. Which is interesting to me, and it also infuriates me, because WoW did that. WoW changed their intro quests for every expansion, almost every expansion, to at least make it relevant to the overall story. And if nothing else, they could have added, because it's honestly what they needed. They needed to add some stuff to kind of keep people hooked. Because if it wasn't for the fact that I was a Star Wars nerd, and I was really just a nerd in general, and I wanted to build my character story, and I liked the dialogue choices and all this other stuff, in other words, just being a sucker, really,
Yep.
you know, I had fun with the game. But I can totally see people's gripe about going into the Old Republic MMO and being like, dude, this is boring as shit. And I completely agree with them. But you get into the later game, and it's actually really good. The story's really good. The gameplay's good. The mechanics and the dungeon runs are good. But you gotta work through the slog to get there. So, and speaking of slog, since you brought up Academy...
Actually, you brought it up.
Did I? Well,
Yeah,
fuck.
you did.
I brought up Academy. Yeah. The controls can actually go to hell. Like, I suck at this game. Oh, I appreciate what they did, though, with that.
So you gave up? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, I gave up.
You let
Gave
the
up.
terrorist win.
I actually... Oh, my God. I'm giving you these for free. That's what I'm mad about. I'm not mad that you're doing it. I'm mad that I'm literally giving these to you on a silver platter.
Yep.
Understand, that's what I'm mad about. Like, I love that you're doing it. Class A content. But I'm mad that I'm giving it to you for free. You are having to do zero work for any of these.
I'm doing nothing.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. So... But Jedi Academy, as far as the only thing I really don't like about it is from again, the story is a little abruptly ended.
Did you finish it?
We'll call it that. I watched the gameplay to the finish.
Oh,
as far as the actual gameplay myself, I got about midway through.
Copy.
Got about midway through. I think in the grand scheme of things, I got about midway through. The guy betrayed you. That's where I got.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Spoilers,
So,
but
yeah. Like I just said, it's okay. It's a Star Wars based game about a Jedi going to the Academy, and of course, if you have 3 friends at the start of a game in Jedi Academy, one of those 3 friends is going to turn to the dark side, and you're going to have to fight them. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, Toarn. In fact, tell me I'm wrong, chat. Tell me I'm wrong.
look to your left. Look to your right. One of you, by the end of this mission, be in the dark side.
You know, especially with the age that's on this game. Okay,
Just imagining like every like
Wrong.
World War II movie ever, like up about ready to jump into fucking Normandy, and they're like, one of you is going to die, but instead, like, he just pops out a lightsaber and starts hacking GIs up.
Oh my God. Okay, so, all right, real talk. Guys, this might legitimately reduce the stream to a slideshow. So, what we're gonna do, is this it? Hang on. Okay, this is it. So, here, I'm gonna turn off. This is gonna work as a convenient pause because I gotta step away for the computer for a minute. If you have not seen the trailer for Jedi Knight Fallen Order, I'm about to link it in the chat. So if our stream just slideshows horribly, just mute our audio and leave a tab open for us and go watch the trailer. Because I was genuinely excited when I saw this trailer. I feel if you are even a slight Star Wars fan, you will too. But we are going to try to share it in stream. But there's the link. And you've already seen the link, but I shared the link with you as well.
Yep.
So, let me get... Okay.
Hey, would it be better if I do it and then you just like screen
See,
share?
I feel like it's going to be shitty either way.
Okay.
Because it still is a lot of stuff to have to show. Okay, so I'm actually going to move us out of the way so they can see the full picture. And who knows? This might be the smoothest running thing of the entire stream. But guys, here is the trailer. Toarn will give you snarky comments, a couple seconds here and there, so that way we're not sued for copyright infringement. But here you go.
What is it? Your
That's not
father.
even it. It changed videos on me. I don't know what the fuck happened. There we go. All right, real talk. This is it.
Wasn't always like this. But now,
You realize
there
that
are 3 rules to survive. Don't stand out. Accept the past. Trust no one. The galaxy's changed. Whatever you do, don't reach within. Don't stand out. Accept the past.
Execute Order 66.
Trust no one. Trust only in the Force.
What is it?
Your father's lightsaber. An elegant weapon, but a more
So, I don't know why this auto-played to, like, the next thing, but... I thought I had more time than that. It's smoother than a lot of the stream? What? You're muted, dude.
Yeah, it looks pretty good actually.
Holy fucking shit. Whatever. Cool. At least that worked. Okay, Dragon, just for my own personal curiosity, and this is totally a selfish question, how did my stream look earlier? Please answer in the chat while me and Toarn talk about the next thing, which I don't even know what. Hang on. There's a lot of stuff. So the next thing I got, it's kind of game related, but it's also kind of TV show related, and it's not a TV show well, okay, it's a TV show prospect that shouldn't piss you off.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I got paranoid. I needed to make sure that my mic wasn't muted.
No, I can hear you.
It is, yeah, but if you can hear me, sometimes stream can't because I'm a moron. But we're good.
Oh, okay.
And that is... Oh, let me put it in. And I find this really cool. I have found it cool for a while, but I don't think we brought it up in stream yet. And that is The Witcher is getting a Netflix series.
Oh, yeah, I'd heard about that.
I am super excited to see what they do with this. I think they're going more based off the books rather than the events of the game, which differ more than slightly. But Henry Cavill, a.k.a. Superman, will play Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
I think he's a bit young for that, but...
Which, I don't know. Hang on. Let me see if...
Well, young probably isn't the right word. I don't... He's not... He doesn't strike me as grizzled enough, if that makes
Right?
sense.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree.
He plays Superman very well, Mr. All-American.
Shit.
For a Brit, especially for a Brit.
Yeah, no,
but-
I agree.
So...
Here
I
we go.
mean, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a whole lot other than Super. Pull it off.
See, he was in, I think, Expendables? Or, no, I'm sorry. Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible.
I don't think I saw that one.
He is in Mission Impossible somewhere. I think in two of the movies, actually. I think he's in them. I could be wrong about the two, but I know he's in one. Oh, Siri's going to be in this too, which is interesting. I actually didn't know that.
Who?
Ciri, which is the girl that was introduced in Witcher 3, essentially as Geralt's adopted daughter, more or less.
Oh, okay.
So, it's interesting to me. And what's nice is that this picture to the left of the article kind of shows a half and half kind of CGI'd of Cavill's face and then going into video game Geralt's face.
Yep.
I needed this reference and the knowledge of the modern miracle of Hollywood makeup to think I could see it. I could see it if they were going for a kind of a younger Geralt, because depending on I don't know. Hang on, let me look at something.
If I were to do it, like if I were gonna take like a DC hero and make him Witcher, I would think Jason Momoa.
Right?
Jason Momoa even has a scar over that eye.
Over his left eye?
Yeah.
Okay.
He
So
got attacked.
I was
got
gonna
cut
fact
by
check
a knife in a bar fight.
which totally is believable. I was gonna fact check something else, but now, damn it, there's the scar. Okay, cool. Fact checking the actual thing I was gonna check now.
Yeah, I think Jason Momoa would have been a much better pick for this. All you would have had to do was put some powder in his hair.
So what's interesting is they're going with Ciri as essentially as the age she is roughly portrayed in Witcher 3. So because Freya
Which
Allen,
is how old?
roughly 18, maybe early 20s.
Check our Discord.
Our chat, or where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You're welcome.
It's not even your fault. That's the thing.
No, you were talking to me.
You're Good night, stream. We're done. No. Oh boy. So, and mine was great. Thank you, Dragon. So it's interesting. Freya Allen, for those of you that you can Google. So that is the actress that will be playing Ciri. If you know anything about the games, if you don't, it's going to be super confusing. But it's going to be interesting. This is the first, I think, the first series adaptation to a video game that I've actually ever been excited for.
Really?
I have my doubts about Henry Cavill as Geralt, but from the stuff that I've read and from people who know the games and who know kind of the actor scene,
Mm-hmm.
they seem to be going to bat for Henry Cavill.
See, here's what I find. Isn't there actually an actor for Geralt in the games? Like, don't they do face capture? Isn't that how they do it?
To an extent, yeah. I don't know who.
I would just use that actor, whoever that is.
I would too. Like, let's see.
Um,
Geralt, voice actor. Fuck. Who's his name? Wait, is this him? Yeah, this might be him. He's got kind of the face for it. Michael Zabrowski. I think.
Michael Zabrowski.
Just Geralt's voice actor. Like, that's literally what I Googled. And this guy came up. And yeah, I would definitely use him for, if this is even the guy. Like, I'm trying to find out if this is the guy. But I don't know. Like, I'm going to pull up a picture for chat. Just give me just a second here. Gotta find one that actually zooms in to give this guy some justice. See, they even photoshopped him in the chainmail, so I don't even... Or wait, was there like an older rendition of Witcher that was made? I'm confused. Okay, voice actor for Geralt in Witcher games. It's the same guy. Okay, here we go. Doug... So chat, here's the guy. It's not showing up. Why is it not showing up? Oh. Will it show up now? There we go. So chat, I Googled voice actor for Geralt in Witcher games. That was the name that came up. Doug Cockle. I wanted chat to... You are muted again, brother. I wanted chat to see that name visually before I threw it out audibly. So, there you go. And yeah, I think this guy would play a hell of a Geralt.
yeah, just throw a wig on him. You're good.
Throw a wig, green contact lenses, the scar makeup. I don't know, guys. I don't know why this guy wasn't picked. However, I cannot help but be super happy for Henry Cavill that he got the role. I'm hoping he does the role justice. Again, people have went to bat for him. So, okay, here's the thing. It's
Did you say he's out of his league?
Oh, there's a add that to your soundboard. Here's what I'll say. One of the reasons I'm I'm happy, and it's probably a stupid reason, but I don't care. I'm happy that Cavill got the role because he is a nerd.
Really?
Yes, he is.
We have proof of this.
We do, actually. I forget which talk show host he was interviewing with. It was either, I want to say it was Jimmy Fallon. Again, I could be wrong, but there's an interview. And he got the call to play Superman. Oof, about messed up big there. He got the call to play Superman. He missed the original call. And when asked why, he's like, I was playing World of Warcraft at the time. Real interview, folks. Look it up. Like, from that moment, I was like, don't even care. So, he knows of the Witcher series. I believe he's played the Witcher series. He was talked in an interview about it. And he's like, I'm super pumped to play Geralt. So that's why I'm excited for him to play Geralt. as in a Netflix adaptation. Because I mean, I think he'll do good. I think he'll do good. I think from the grizzled aspect, there probably could be better. More than likely.
Well, I
But
mean, just
I think
aesthetically speaking,
yeah.
that can always be fixed.
Yeah, agreed.
You can always get a good makeup artist. I just personally have a hard time seeing him carry himself in that way, just because I've not seen him in a role like that yet.
Right, that's the thing.
He's always everything I've ever seen him in. He's always been very much.
Yeah, it's the polar
and
opposite.
that is not Geralt.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit. Garrett will stand up for the little people, but in a lot of the bigger scene problems, he actually prefers to stay out of them. And I mean, he'll involve himself, on a whim, even ever so often, or maybe somebody he's already attached to is involved in it. Like, essentially in Witcher 2, he was involved with King Foltest because Triss, who was his romantic love interest at the time, was already pledged to Foltest's court. Mm-hmm. So he essentially was fighting in Foltest's army at the beginning of Witcher 2 in a war because its first reason was because Triss was there. Like, he saved Foltest's life during this fight, and his request to Foltest, when Foltest asked him, name anything you want, it's yours, he's like, I want to leave, I want Triss to come with me. That was it. That was all he was there for. So he has his motivations. Sometimes they're noble. Most of the time, they self-serve him. Not in a horribly, what's the word? Fuck. He's not 100% a selfish ass. That's what I'm simply trying to say.
Fair enough. Cool.
Like, there's better words for that, but that's all I got.
All right, so what's next?
Oh my god. Hang on.
All right. Well, while you pull it up,
my browser.
I'm gonna run and grab some beer because I've been short for a bit.
Oh yeah, by all means.
Be right back.
I will talk about a little something while you're gone. So, guys, essentially, one thing that I wanted to talk about was, and some of you, if you follow Twitter, really, if you follow any kind of social media, you know that Notre Dame recently caught fire, and I believe has for the most part burned down. So a really cool thing has come up, and this is video game related news, which is super cool to me on a number of reasons. For a number of reasons. One is it's a game that was really honestly poorly well received, but as far as architecturally and graphically, was actually rendered very beautifully. And there potentially will help, or rather aid, in the reconstruction of Notre Dame. And I'll put the link in the chat. Give me just a second. So there's that link. And I'm going to share it on the stream. But it is the Assassin's Creed Unity. If you even follow a little bit of Assassin's Creed news, this game was received super poorly. And it had a lot of right to be, As far as things like gameplay, story, things like that, there were a lot of holes, But graphically speaking, how to scale, they met everything, because this game is set in Paris. Okay, game is set in Paris. One of the big structures in it was Notre Dame. For those of you who don't know, in a lot of Assassin's Creed games, you're essentially you're on rooftops. Most every building is climbable in some form or fashion. Assassin's Creed Unity was no different, and Notre Dame Cathedral was not off limits. And so you could climb all over Notre Dame. I think there's actually a mission taking place inside it. So they graphically rendered Notre Dame Cathedral in this game, and they are not only donating, Ubisoft not only donating So they're good, not good, perfect. That's awesome, Dragon. I didn't know it was looking pretty bleak the last time I'd seen it, so that's awesome. I'm very happy to be proven wrong. So you saw where Notre Dame was burning.
Yes.
So, essentially, Ubisoft, brief recap for Toarn, is donating a portion towards the recovery effort and the rebuilding effort for Notre Dame, and also essentially to help rebuild the architecture. The screen also just went black. Fuck. All right, we'll go back to this one. Let us know if you see us. Where they actually graphically rendered Notre Dame to scale. They're allowing their graphical prints to be used in aid of the reconstruction project.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Which is really cool. And also as a side thing, which is, part of their contribution, and also, it's publicity, whatever. Assassin's Creed Unity will temporarily be free. Which I already went over with chat how many holes there were in this game. So, graphically speaking, though, it was still pretty, and they did a lot of stuff really well design-wise.
I really liked Unity. I know you didn't. A lot of people didn't. I was the minority in this, but I loved queuing up with multiple people and just
the multi-assassin was the multi-assassin thing was really cool. Dragon, are we back yet?
It's still black screen on mine.
Fuck. All right, hang on.
It's showing like the. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay, cool. All right, so just a bit, yeah. So it's showing Drake from Drake. So yeah, Unity, continue.
Yeah, so I thought that was a really cool mechanic that I don't think they brought back in any of the other games.
They didn't.
I would have liked to have seen that more, but again, the story was lacking, which was unfortunate because the French Revolution is great.
Such a story-rich period of history that.
Yeah, I mean, like people are getting their heads chopped off left and right. Like that's a great time to be doing stuff. But
which they did a decent job showing the carnage of it. But just some parts they just rushed, like it just felt it was snowballing way too quick.
But I still enjoyed it. I still liked it.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I found story-wise, yeah, it annoyed me, but it was still a good game. And yeah, the multiplayer thing with the multiple assassins. At the time, I had like super shitty internet, so I couldn't take full advantage of that. But yeah, I can totally. The game had its good points for sure.
Well, I think that's something that that's a game type that we haven't. I would actually like to see that. Is a proper multiplayer stealth game. So there have been a couple of Tom Clancy's that were somewhat similar. They're multiplayer tactical, but a true like almost like a multiplayer Splinter Cell. It doesn't have to necessarily be like medieval, like assassin type thing, but you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, the next closest thing to come to that, you were talking like the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell. Oh my God, Conviction. Splinter Cell Conviction. I think that's its name.
I don't think I know.
Oh my God. Hang on. I still own the game. Like I still have the copy link somewhere. It's for the 360 though. Is this it? Splinter Cell Conviction. No, that's the game prior. The Blacklist? Oh, I think I'm wrong again. No, Blacklist. Yes. Right. Yes. Okay. Splinter Cell Blacklist had the co-op game modes. Actually had a whole story revolving around, like you had to play co-op to play this certain section of the story. Love that. So yeah, so where Assassin's Creed kind of fell short to me with that, I would love to see that. The missions were great. Like, I mean, you needed multiple people. I mean, there was an excuse to have up to 4 assassins to go on these missions, for sure. And the same is true with.
But it would be nice to see almost like an army of 2, and that's a game that we haven't seen all the time.
Oh my God, Army
remember
of
that
2.
series?
Oh yes, absolutely.
That was a great
Army of 2, man. Like, so. Fun fact: I actually never played Devil's Cartel, which was the most recent installment. I mean, it's about 6 years old now, I think, which is sad because it's 6 years fucking old. But yeah, I played Army of 2, the first game and the second game. Like the first game better.
It's so pleasing when you can have a co-op campaign that was built for co-op.
For co-op, yes, for a co-op fucking campaign.
Like Portal 2, whenever you do co-op Portal. Like that's just so much fun. Because there's so much more you can do with that. But you have to be able to design it with co-op in mind.
Right. And another game, it's not like not exclusive as in there's the separate story arc, but just the game that, see, you like Portal. I don't like Portal, but a game that I like to play, Diablo 3. When you play co-op in Diablo 3, the game it ramps in difficulty when you have multiple players in it. Like normal on one player, even if the players are the same exact level. So let's say both players are level 30. Single player, normal, level 30 is actually easier than 2-player or 3-player, normal, level 30. And they accounted for that, and it made the game so much more fun because now instead of constructing your characters around solo builds, now you can be like, oh, I have abilities that can affect allies. And you can play, and it's the same thing. It's when games allow for that in their campaign or in their game modes, it's a lot of fun.
Yep.
But as for something like Assassin's Creed Unity, I think to this day it remains one of a kind. Because of, you're still an assassin. Like, you can climb on legitimately everything. You can free run on legitimately almost everything. You can stealth like there's like nobody's business, or you can absolutely just wreck face in freaking straight up combat, or maybe a blend of the two. And then on top of all that, you have 4 other people bringing their 4 unique builds and armor sets into the game with all these different scenarios to do, and it's like just mind effing blown.
Well, it added. So typically, whenever you're doing an Assassin's Creed, like the classic Assassin's Creed games, not the most recent one, if you're trying to do a stealth run, it pretty much goes the same way. You sneak around and you slowly pick off people one by one by one, and there's only a handful of like ways you can stealth kill people without alerting attention to others. People have to be lined up just perfectly to get multi-kills. But when you have a team of 4 individuals that are talking to each other and coordinating and doing like multiple dives on people at the same time to avoid detection.
Like Ghost Recon. Sorry.
It's exactly like Ghost Recon. Taking multiple shots on multiple people, whether that's with a sniper rifle in Ghost Recon or a crossbow in Assassin's Creed. Just the coordination involved in that, or using one person as a distraction to drag so normally whenever in Assassin's Creed games, whenever you get noticed, someone sees you're there, the stealth goes out the window, right? You have to just fight it out. In Unity, it was a perfectly valid tactic for one of your teammates to get discovered, and then they run away, leading the boss straight into a trap. You get stealth assassined by someone else who wasn't discovered. And there's just so many more tools in your tool belt with that many people, and it just felt... It's like every time you see like a heist movie, and just like Ocean's 11 or something like that. That's what it felt like.
Fucking clockwork, man. Like,
yeah. And so, I want to see something like that again. I would really enjoy it.
Absolutely. I 100% agree, man. And like, Side jaunt. We should play some Ghost Recon again.
Yep.
Like, I've missed it. I've legitimately... I didn't know I was missing it this much until you're like, you just bring this up. And I'm like, dude, because we were wrecking face through campaign in Ghost Recon. Like, we should totally do that again. And we should stream it, too, because it'd be hilarious as shit. Especially if you bring, like us two and then, like, Brett. Like, bring him in.
Oh, God.
For the hilarity of it. I mean, we can go if we want the spit and polish run. Then it's you, me, and Trav. But we bring Brett in for the comedic relief.
Oh my word.
We can totally do it, guys. We're speaking a lot of like hidden jokes here, but understand us. It would be grade A content. However we decide to do it, it would be absolutely grade A content. But yeah, so good. The last little thing I got, it's a tidbit. It's not even really worth bringing up an article for. It's just something that I found kind of hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And I found hilarious because mostly I found, so two reasons I found it hilarious. One, because the mistake was made. Two, because people got legitimately thrown under the bus. Like, legitimately thrown under the bus. Here's the article for you. And here is the article for chat. But the article is essentially saying, yeah, so that's the initial hilarity of it. That the new Xbox ad showed Halo 5 with split screen, but it's not happening. Sorry. Exact title and subtitle of the GameSpot article. But wait, there's more. Let me make sure it's showing up on stream before I continue to rant about this. It's actually... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so first thing. Here. Hang on. Why is this not doing it? I see what you're saying about black screen now. What the fuck? Ew. It got disabled. There we go. All right, we're back now. So, chat, if you follow me along with me down here. To Halo community director Brian Gerard confirmed on Twitter the depiction of split screen for Halo 5 in the trailer was only a little bit of good old-fashioned creative liberty in the editing bay. He tweeted this. Said, sorry to disappoint, but no. Split screen isn't being added to Halo 5. The footage in question looks to be a good old-fashioned creative liberty in the editing bay. Literally meaning that he threw the entire creative department of their PR people, of their advertising, under the bus, saying, no, they screwed up. Politely worded, that is exactly what this man said.
Kind of what you have to do though, because technically that's false advertising.
Yeah, no, agreed. Like, to save their... That's exactly what he had to do, because it's legitimately not a thing in the game. So, I have a couple of questions here. The first one is, who didn't get the memo in that department? Clearly the entire department, but like, who was supposed to get the memo, really, that could call the shots that says... Rather than saying, hey, this is a passable product as far as the advertisement goes, to saying, no, guys, this actually isn't a thing.
But
like,
more than that, why is it not a thing?
Right?
What?
This raises a whole other slew of questions. It literally
What
goes...
reason is there?
There are
like,
other articles that says this is highly controversial. Why would you not? Why would you not do this?
It's not that hard of a functionality to add to the game. Why would you not do this?
Dragon, when you say black screen, is it like black, or do you see like the multicolored grid? Just out of curiosity, what you've been seeing when you say black screen. But yeah, no, I get it. Like, what? Like you're breaking the staple of every Halo game ever made by not making it split screen. Literally, I think every Halo game on the console has been split screen. Like, am I wrong? In some matter.
I think I think they've all been at least double split screen. I think some of them lost the ability to players. I think some of them dropped to 2 players.
Which still, 2-player. Which, funny enough, is what the trailer was advertising. 2 players, not 4.
But even that, you have to ask the question, why can't you do 4 players?
Right,
what is the reasoning? Because...
let's actually, from a... We have... Let's delve into this just a little bit. Because before we go into this, disclaimer to our chat, we have done some software development. We understand the premise of a lot of things. We have a wide grasp, but as far as depth goes, we don't know everything. We don't. But that being said, it's the live frame brigade. Okay, cool. That's just me fucking up earlier. It should be fixed now. To go from 2-player split screen to 4-player, where you're already running the game on 1 player, you have that.
If it's 1 map, you're only going to be running 1 instance of a map.
Right. So you have the 1 map, and then there's 3 other character objects that are being controlled by 3 other controllers.
Right. So you're going to have, so for those of you that know anything about game development, so each object has different characteristics, and those take up resources. But adding, so those characters, whoever is hosting the game, whether that's, so back in the day, every Halo game had to be hosted on one of the Xboxes, which is why whenever someone quit and it was the host, you had to migrate host. Game would pause for a little bit while it found someone else to host it. So the Xboxes back in the day could handle all of the different characters. Nowadays, the servers are probably they're probably hosted on server side.
I'll say it's not P2P anymore.
Right. So the instance of the map isn't even on your system, which means that all those characters and things like that are all going to be the demands on the system, whether someone is at your else's change.
You're cutting out every so often, by the way.
Oh, sorry. So because the server is hosting it, and since the number of players in a match doesn't change, whether people are playing on the same screen or a different screen, it's all being hosted by the server. It shouldn't be able to really see much of a difference, if that makes sense. The only limiting factor would necessarily be your internet bandwidth, because you have to send the information for multiple characters to the server, if that makes sense. But the internet has gotten better. It's not gotten worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. The fact that so many games, not just Halo, but this opens up kind of a bigger door with all these other games that could be split screen, but are just not. And there's no real explicit reason given for why they're not. They're just going for the fact that, oh, yeah, you can do cooperative campaign, but you don't do split screen. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that we're old people. It's the fact that we're old gamers now, to where literally that's all we did. Multiplayer for us was, in fact, the split screen. So it's the fact that all these game developments is you can do co-op, but you can't do split screen. It literally says single player or co-op. Okay?
Yeah.
Co-op used to mean split screen. It didn't used to be a separate freaking term. And now all of a sudden it's a separate term. And yes, we got to get with the program. We get it. Again, we're old, but we don't get why. Because technology has only improved.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's, I remember when I was a kid, when the only way to do co-op was on the same system. You couldn't do co-op over the internet. That wasn't a thing. And I remember being a kid being man, I wish we could do that, because we didn't like split screen. We were not happy about the fact that each of us had have a tiny little screen.
No, especially when you were facing each other, and it's then the trust issues of the friendship came into play.
Yeah, just so we're not saying the internet's a bad thing. We wanted that just like everyone else did, but it's for a game, especially Halo, that relies on nostalgia for a big part of its marketing, taking classic functionality and throwing it out the window, especially. So if this were something that's very difficult to implement, and this is kind of what we're getting back to earlier. If this were very difficult to implement, I would understand being like, okay, there's a new system, you don't need to have this anymore. That's
But
fine.
it's legitimately not.
It's really not that hard to do.
It's not. Like,
it's
no, we're not in game development. But guess what, people? We code. And fun fact, development is the same. Like, across the freaking Nexus, development is the same.
yeah.
Like,
this is not a
it's-
hard thing
you
to
have
just throw in there.
Your parameters are what your code is going to run on. And from there, it's what can you do within those parameters. And guess what, people? It's not that hard to put another character object in the same instance of a map because you already got the hard stuff over. If the map and all the other stuff is in there, hard stuff's out of the way. Now it's just like
Yes.
these little ants that run around in your created universe. Instead of one, now there's 4. Like, big effing
And-
whoop.
And to me, it's not even so much that I'm like planning on playing like split screen Halo. It's the fact that if you can't be bothered to put that in the game, my faith in the quality of the game is shook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that's the kind of thing where you're like, we got to cut corners here on split screen of all things. It makes me wonder about like the big things that you decided were too much of an expense or a time
Right.
burden. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because and other people could look at it and go, "That's not fair. We wanted to make room for this." When in fact, the fact that you are clearing room for literally something, you are clearing room by removing something that was literally taking up no space in the grand scheme of things.
Imagine if you were to like buy a brand new Tesla, but it didn't have power windows. That might set off a few red flags.
It should. Like,
know what
there's
I mean?
no might to that. It should set off some red flags and thinking maybe you should do your car business elsewhere. Also, we are the Statler and Waldorf of the gaming industry, is what Dragon is saying. I had to Google the names. She said in chat, y'all like the old guy Muppets shaking your fists and yelling about young people. Statler and Waldorf. Those are the names. We are the Statler and Waldorf of gaming.
I don't think we're alone though. I think there's a lot.
No,
of us.
we're not. We're legitimately not. But unfortunately,
As indicated by this article, because everyone was excited about. Okay,
yeah,
we
the
are
freaking
not-
false, like, oh, we're getting split screen, and then the guy has to throw a tweet to throw his advertising team under the bus, saying, "Nope, sorry, they're bad." Like, hello.
Well, and see, like when we were kids, like it was. So, you and I game a lot. We don't game with each other as much as we do off and on, but we game a lot. But for me, like going to someone and being with them in person and playing
Yeah,
a
and
video
just
game
chilling. Yeah,
and just chill is an event.
yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I hated sharing a screen with someone. But like, I truly love going to someone's house or someone coming to my house and just playing a few rounds like Mario Kart, split screen Mario Kart, because that is just, I don't get to, as an adult, I don't get to do that anymore. It's nostalgic. It takes me back. It's actual human interaction. And so there's these things about that just feel wholesome and healthy that my normal daily gaming grind doesn't feel like. You know what I mean? And so, and I don't think I'm alone in that feeling.
You're not. I mean, even apart from just me, because you obviously know that I feel the same way. But there's plenty of people. You can go to forum after forum after forum to just talking to just any normal person that has ever played a video game in their effing life that is even close to our age, being like, dude, it was so much fun to go and just hang out with my friends and play Mario Kart or freaking, I don't know, Super Smash Brothers.
Yes.
For us, Rampage. I mean, come on. Like,
Yeah, when I was in college, my freshman year of college, it's the academy, but it was my freshman year of college. That was me and my friends that I'd made there.
that's Halo, right?
We did play some Halo, but it was mostly Super Smash Brothers, and we did it on the 64. We had a classic 64.
Ooh.
And we
That
had
would,
four
funny enough, I never understood why when you would come back from the academy and you would come to chill with me, it's be like, dude, do you guys have Super Smash Brothers? I didn't realize you never brought that up. You never mentioned that you were still just bit by that bug. You
I
never
was
mentioned.
hella good. I got
You were.
hella
That's the
fucking
thing.
good.
Like, it wasn't even fair at that point. It was like, what? What
the reason for
happened?
that was because I was playing Super Smash Brothers for like 3 or 4 hours every day.
Oh,
but
man.
It wasn't like we were playing it serious. We weren't even really. It was just we were hanging out, and the thing that we did while we were hanging out and shitting and doing the things that friends do was we would play Super Smash Brothers, rotate in and out, and that was that was our social life. That was just what we did.
Yep.
And as adults, you have to. My friends don't live just down the hall anymore. That's
No,
not going-
your
and
closest
that's
one is 40 minutes from you. That's me,
That's not-
folks, by the way.
You're closer than that.
Well, 35.
You're like.
Okay,
I-
third. With how I drive,
I could
it's
get there
30.
in 20 minutes.
With how? Okay.
Yeah.
If we're
But-
if we're following the law, it's 30, folks. Okay, it's 30.
Fine. But yeah, you're never going to be just like down the hall again. And so we have to plan for when we meet together. And so but when we do, we want to be able to do things like we did before. We want to be able to have that split screen. We want to be able to do because it's just comfortable. It's happy.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, and that fit of nostalgia is probably an appropriate note to close on, with one exception. One more thing we want to bring up, guys. Horror HQ will be participating in a charity stream promoting anti-bullying both in real life and over the internet. I'm Sick With It is the Twitch streamer who is actually putting on the event. He has hosted the event for a couple of years now. I reached out to him. We're good to go. We aren't officially on the schedule yet, but we are trying to, come up with times to where we can actually all be available as a team, which is a problem because I found out the other day we are not in 3 time zones, but we are in fact in 4 time zones now, the entirety of the Har HQ. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you've got Dev and Steven, who I guess on Pacific. Blue, I thought, was with them. No, Colorado, as I guess, is different. He's far enough in Colorado to where that's different.
Yeah, that's mountain time.
And so we got Mountain Time. We got Soy in whatever weird-ass time zone he's in now. And
That's
then there's
central.
us. And then there's us. I was told by him the other day he is on the cusp of if he drives so far in said direction, he is in Eastern Time. But where he actually streams from now, or where he will be streaming from again before too long, we'll see.
Central Time is
in-
roughly around like Louisville. Around Louisville, you switch over between Central and Eastern.
Really?
Yeah,
I
because
think-
Bowling Green was Central when I was there.
I know Bowling Green's Central, but I think Louisville's still Eastern, isn't it?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like Louisville's, I don't know which.
It's like, I think Louisville's on the cusp.
Louisville is on the line.
Because Indiana's just so over this way, and then that's where you go into...
Yeah, and so part of Indiana, I think, is actually because Indiana.
It is. It is in Eastern, like part of it. I mean, I'm like, it's a small like sliver, but it's it's still Eastern. Anyway, be looking at it right now. The current beta time is. Let me pull up the chat. Shit, I can't pull up the chat because we're in. Hang on, we're not ending yet.
Which chat is it in? I'll pull it up.
It's in. Oh yeah, you do that. It's in Harhar's.
General.
The general.
or-
Yeah, it should be in general. Yeah, you do that. Like, I put a vote for it. It's like Saturday, such and such time.
This Saturday.
No. It's in May. The charity stream is in May.
All right, so we should probably give the dates.
Yeah, we should. That's the next thing.
All right. May 16th through the 20th.
That's it. Yeah.
So Saturday, May 18th, and the time we are looking at is 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 18th of May.
So that again, that's the current time that we're looking at, guys. We'll see.
That probably isn't. That's. Oh wait, that's a Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday.
Okay, that should work for me then.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll say. I think it works for you. I think it works for me. I think it works for Dev. Anybody else who wants to do it. Currently, to allow like the entirety of Har in there, and because sometimes we just don't hate ourselves enough, we might be playing Monopoly for charity. I don't know.
Did you intend to switch to that? Okay, never mind.
What? Yeah, I know it's back. It should be back.
Yeah, it is.
I was gonna switch while I was reading the chat, the thing, but then you said you'd do it. So, funny enough, Dragon, I missed the charity stream too the last time, and I still had to go clean shaven for it.
Dude, it was a great time.
Dude, I am so sad. I'm sad that I missed it. I don't regret missing it in terms of what I was doing at the time, but I'm definitely sad that I missed it. But
the last charity stream, fun fact, was the first time I streamed.
It was, yeah, it actually was, yeah. The last charity stream Har did was Toarn's debut into the Har family. So speaking of Toarn, plug your shit. Let's get out of here.
All right, everyone. I'm Toarn. You can find me at twitch.tv/Toarn or twitter.com/Toarn. And for the next few weeks, my life is kind of crazy, but hopefully around the time that this charity stream is going to go live, my personal stream is going to start going live again too. So, but otherwise, you can always catch me here on Wednesdays at 9, or you can catch. Usually, I'm also here for the podcast on Thursdays. So later.
And guys, again, KotOR, twitch.tv/KotOR. Toarn, while I'm plugging, look for us someone to raid, so that way we don't have to scramble for that.
Copy.
So yeah, twitch.tv/KotOR. Variety streams, generally 2 days a week. I would like to do more, but again, life is just kind of just allowing me the 2 days right now, which is fine. I will be changing the times that are currently posted on my channel right now, just due to the fact that I am also streaming prior to Tpop on Wednesdays, which is no bueno, because that gives me a super long day. So be on the lookout for that being posted on the Twitter next week, which is Twitter account, by the way, is KotOR, as at KotOR_J. But yeah, some variety stuff. Been streaming some ESO, but the computer's been not liking that. So, Diablo 3, just some nice, just chill games. If you're looking for a pro gameplay guy, I'm not the one, but social and chill. That's definitely. What's this? Dragon, you're terrible. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you next time.
Later, everybody.
Dev is live.
Dev's live?
Yep.
Oh, well. I guess that solves who we're rating.
Yep. Or actually, his stream is starting soon.
His stream is starting soon.
Yeah.
Well, go figure.
He's live, but with his stream starting soon page.
Oh, okay. Funny enough, whatever. I'm drunk. Otherwise, I would have caught up on that immediately. All right. So I guess that's where we're sending our people to.